I could write a 10-page love letter to New York City, the only place I've lived for longer than 4 years straight. I dropped out of college and moved back here at 18, hoping to emerge into such an entirely new version of myself that my past would no longer linger into my present. I shapeshifted so many times. Fell in love with the way God manifested in every stranger on the street, sold enough secondhand clothes a month to cover my basic needs, learned a lot about my softness, felt the undeniable undercurrent of energy, changed my style every other week, and of course, felt the saddest I ever have, wanted to give up on my life more frequently than I didn't.
Today it's hitting me real hard. I feel super fucking depressed.
But I kept going and going until my deep breaths finally paid off, until the practices eventually became embodied. I learned that I couldn't fabricate myself into something completely unharmed or unhurt by the world. I could only make my daily coping something beautiful and light-filled. I could only embrace every aspect of myself with unconditional acceptance until it didn't feel hard anymore. Long story short, I went through a lot of growth here, and if you've lived in this city, you've undoubtedly experienced its magic. Today I wanted to share my tips for staying grounded, centered, and connected to source, even between all the skyscrapers and cement. Being surrounded by thousands of different energies every day, every moment can be a lot on the old physiology, so I really like to cultivate my own inner radiance every time before I leave the house. Seeing an aura of white light surrounding me, filling my cells with love, knowingness, and bliss. As I go about my day, I visualize this energy extending out to everyone I cross paths with. I actively send love to every soul on this subway. The seed of compassion is extremely uplifting and gets you out of your own web of deadlines and to-dos. Being unified within your own field of love can also prevent unwanted energy from coming in. I usually always have a book with me on the train to avoid too much screen time, since pretty much anywhere I go from Brooklyn is over a 45-minute ride. But if I want to tune out a bit more, I love listening to one of these podcasts. They share tools and stories for empowerment, healing, and returning home to love. Listening to healing frequencies is another way I protect my energy on a subtle level. And this one might seem kind of crazy, but I also really like chanting the vowels on the subway, or just making noises and extending my exhale. Usually I'll just chant A, E, I, O, U, and the train is so loud that people barely even hear it and also don't know it's coming from me. So I don't know, maybe you should try this out. It's quite an experience, and it's really lovely to do in a 45-minute commute. As much as possible, I try to walk through parks en route to my destination so I can receive the energy of the trees and breathe in some fresh-ass prana, baby. I find trees extra enchanting in cityscapes and naturally begin to deepen my breath around them. When I take park breaks, I can't help but fall in love with people just being authentically themselves. Kids running around, playing made-up games, extremely talented buskers, skater boys falling and getting up for the 100th time that day. Somehow this all inspires so much hope for humanity in my heart. It can be really lovely to take a 5-minute meditation break in your day to connect to who you really are as the witnesser. You don't need copious amounts of time to practice mindfulness. You can anchor pure presence into any moment. As you create spaciousness around your thoughts, it becomes easier to see things from a higher perspective and not get too caught up in the matrix of this physical reality. The mind has a tendency to jump from thought to thought, so rather than force it to quiet, easy ways to drop into meditation include breath work, chanting, or the various forms of yoga. Oftentimes, I simply focus on 3-part breathing into the tummy, ribs, and chest with the intention to extend my exhale. I listen to the sounds around me like music. I feel my seat rooted into the earth. I call upon all beings of light to sit with me on the unified plane of being. It really fills up my cup and allows me to operate from an equanimous place. Another breathwork practice I love is Nadi Shodhana, or alternate nostril breathing, to balance the left and right hemispheres of the brain and my divine masculine and feminine. But meet yourself where you're at. Maybe right now journaling is your anchor into presence. You can tune into your higher consciousness perspective and write the blessings that have unfolded in your day, or the things you are working to heal and integrate. Another way to stay in your high vibrational field is by putting good fuel into your body. I love a good New York City bagel, but on a busy day, I know that is not the best for me, as I usually get tired after eating them. I make sure to have energizing snacks with me so that I don't give in to overpaying for something on the go that doesn't actually make me feel too great. I love veggies and hummus, or making simple steamed potato lettuce wraps with quinoa. These snacks are so nourishing and easy to prep, plus I feel like they stay good for a while without getting icky. Along with eating good fuel, spending time around beings that fill up your cup is of the utmost importance in keeping yourself aligned on your path. Tune into how your energy feels after spending time with certain people or in different settings, and make changes accordingly. I personally don't enjoy clubs or bars, so I have friend dates where we make forts, watch indie films, cook dinner together, cuddle, read poetry, go for long walks, anything that inspires moments of deep intimacy and conversations about things of the soul. I cherish these moments with my sisters more than anything. And of course, making your home feel like a sanctuary to unravel and rest within will set the tone for so many of your moments throughout the day. The more you cultivate stillness and peace in the safety of your own home, the easier it will be to find it in the outside world. When I was really sad, it would sometimes take me the whole day to find enough motivation to shower and brush my teeth, so doing it first thing in the morning already sets me up to have such a productive day where I show myself love even if I feel like I don't deserve it. Acting in opposition to negative thoughts is a great way to reclaim your power and rewrite old belief systems. The only way to conjure up your dream reality is to do the most you can with what you have now, to act upon those dreams rather than constantly reacting to what is around you. Ultimately, I think we all know what serves us most and makes us feel so good inside, but the hard part is actually choosing to do it. However, the more you act upon the whispers that tell you where to be more kind and disciplined with yourself, the more effortless and rewarding these choices will become. It's basically just about believing in the good things coming. But I hope you found this video helpful, and until I see you next, I am sending you so much love. I am so grateful that you're here and that we get to breathe together in this now moment. I cherish you, and I'll see you soon.